Is the world breaking up with the dollar? We've all stayed in relationships after the trust was gone, not because it was good, but because we were used to it. Well, the world is starting to get fed up, and the big breakup could be happening at any moment. Let's get into it. Before we begin, remember to like this video and subscribe for more economic updates. Think about a relationship that's starting to break down. What are the red flags? For starters, broken promises can be a big red flag. The dollar was supposed to hold purchasing power. Inflation has changed that. Regardless, the Fed claims that the dollar is not likely to lose reserve currency status anytime soon. Another big red flag is reckless behavior. We're approaching $39 trillion in debt and still accelerating. And one more big red flag is shifting behavior toward others. Sanctions, tariffs, freezing assets, we've seen it all as the dollar is being used more for punishment on the global stage. If you were on the other side of that relationship, you wouldn't necessarily walk out overnight, but you would start adjusting. And that's exactly what we're seeing. Central banks are adjusting their exposure, reducing reliance, increasing diversification. They're making calculated decisions. There's a disconnect in the message we keep hearing. The economy is strong, inflation's under control, everything is stable. But the experience we're living tells us something else. You see it at the grocery store. You feel it in your savings. When what you're experiencing doesn't quite match what you are being told, you're living inside a narrative. So here's the real question. If institutions around the world are adjusting, why aren't most individuals? Change is uncomfortable. We get paralyzed in a system we're used to and hope for the best. As my grandfather always told me, hope is not a plan. Why don't we take action? One word, familiarity. It can feel like safety even when the environment is changing. Unlike most retirement investors, central banks are not sitting in a wait-and-see mode. They are reviewing exposure, reducing reliance, and increasing diversification. This may be the real lesson for retirement savers. The dollar isn't going anywhere overnight, but the relationship around it is already changing. Which brings us to two key questions. How much of your retirement is still tied to the old relationship? And have you taken the time to understand what your options actually are? Because for thousands of years, physical gold has operated outside the system. No counterparty risk, nobody's liability, not tied to government spending or debt. And when central banks are increasing their allocation to gold, that's positioning. Do you recognize the changing relationship with the dollar? Do you understand your exposure? Or do you assume it will all work out? The rest of the world is adjusting.